Hello winners and welcome to the weekly Forex forecast. Let's go through some dollar pairs, yen pairs, gold, silver, Bitcoin, or whatever I have put up my sleeve. Whatever I'm saying in this video is only for education purposes, not financial advice, only my personal opinion. So let's get on with it. On Monday, we have durable goods on America. We have on Tuesday the meeting minutes out of Japan and some housing prices out of America. Wednesday, we have consumer price in Europe. That's important for Europe. And then we on Wednesday have GDP for dollar for UK and some CPI for Euro. So Thursday is definitely a day to look out for. On Friday, we have some CPI out of America, another great important day. So Thursday and Friday is really the news events for this week. Looking into dollar for this upcoming week. Well, first of all, we have a range. We all can see a range. I don't know, that is very difficult to see. How do you trade a range where you're buying bottoms and selling tops? That's kind of how you do it. Now it depends what is your buys for the upcoming week. I think we unfortunately might see some dollar strength, but can you buy up here? Not really, no. You can't really be buying lows here and then hopefully take it higher. That is kind of what you would expect on dollar. On Aussie, for next week, you would expect on Aussie a fall from 72.80 area all the way down to 71.90 area. And let's see if you get it. If risk on improves, then you might get a higher high here, then you can start continue buying. What happened on Friday was it went to higher high but did not close here. That is a level that you should have held if you were a buyer in Aussie. So right now, cool it. Don't be aggressive right now. Wait for it to make a higher high if you are a buyer. Stop loss as always above previous high or below previous low, depending if you're a buyer or seller. Coming into Euro, we did fantastic last week, as in we may have made a higher high, but no, we didn't. And Friday was very, very, very strong dollar. We might have a reverse head and shoulders here, so maybe. But until then, we definitely have a sell setup, and you're wondering where is it going to go? Well, this is the most likely event. It's most likely going to go lower until it breaks higher. Well, then you have a full-on reversal, full-on bullish trend. Then you can start being a buyer if that's what you want. But right now as a buyer, you don't have the odds with you, so wait. Target is 1664. Stop loss is 1750. And if it breaks 1750, get out. Let the buyers take over. Coming into pound, a bit different scenario here, because here we definitely have some resistance at 137.60 area, and you're like wondering, well, they sold off, yes, but the low it created here sets up a reversal, by the way, and this is way stronger. So if this happens, don't stay in the path. But so far, the most likely setup is a sell at 37.13 down to 35.75, a bounce, and then probably down to 35.36. We shall all see, but remember, if we break higher and we go above your stop loss at 37.17, remember, don't be in the way of the train. Let's going into pound yen. First of all, we broke resistance. Now that turns into support. And you might ask, where's central pivot and your buying areas? 150.66 to 150.12. Those are the two areas you're looking to buy. Okay. Stop loss at 149.59. What's your target, mate? 153 area and higher. You didn't get your buy on Friday on the daily candle or the daily setup. Well, the weekly might kick you in this week. Okay. And we shall see if it can continue. If it makes a higher high, then continue to look for buys every single day. New Zealand dollar, as you can see, the buying setup here is not working at all. This is a low. This is where it is currently. If it was supposed to be a buy setup, it is supposed to hold this level, continue higher, and then buy. It did not because of Evergrande and that risk, so it made a low again. Okay, so what you're going to do next week then, you are definitely can look for some sells here. You can definitely look for some sells on pound. No, you can definitely look on some sells on New Zealand at around 70.50 all the way down to 69.38, give or take, something like that. Very valid, very valid. Dollar CAD, very different, very different, very different. This was the sell price, by the way. Okay? So if you're looking for buys here, it doesn't really make sense to be a buyer here on USDCAD. This is not a bullish setup. This is a bearish setup, which is totally different from all the other dollar pairs. All right? What do you do here? This goes against the grind. This goes against everything. Do you trade this as a buy? Well, you need to have a higher high, higher low situation before you can even start buying. So you might be wanting to stay away from this. If you're a seller on dollar, this might be the only chance that you have. Selling at around 127.24, 127.72, down to 125. Okay? That's your only chance, bro. That's your only chance. Let's look into Aussie yen. I am bearish on yen, and I believe dollar will be strong next week. I don't want it to happen, but that's what it is. We have some good positions in here. We have central pivot at 79.95. We can get price back down there again, and then boom, higher again. That would be great. Then we have some buys maybe at around 79.50. That'd be great. And then we can take it boom higher. Woohoo! Up to 81.5. Great, I will take that. Remember, every single day is a buying opportunity on the daily buy prices. CAD yen, another one, did not hit the target, the entry for Friday. Well, we have central at 86.68. Is that an area you want to look to buy? Yes, it is. You should only be looking for that on a weekly time frame as a swing trader. So you just have to wait. Have your entries. We're ready. Up to 88.93. If it doesn't come down, what do you do then? Well, you can scalp on the daily and then put your stop loss in. So if it just continues higher, 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 you are supposed to be in on those lows. What if it falls down to do that? Well, okay, then you break even. Then you're okay. Then you shouldn't be risking your full account. Only 1%. CAD, euro, yen. We have some nice buys in these levels. Now we're coming into this week. We have central pivot at 129.20. Okay, that sets up that move. Close on Friday was very strong. That also sets up a sell here. But then we need to be strong at 129.20 to take it higher to 130.78. Okay, 75, give or take. New Zealand yen, same situation. Look for buys, look for buys. This is a better setup, by the way, not too far away from 77.38 level, and you are ready to rumble up to 78.81, give or take. That was the yen pairs. Looking for bearish on, looking for bullish setups on yen pairs. I think dollar will be strong next week as well, so maybe that will send dollar up. But okay, so we have some divergence here. Coming into US oil, I think this is going to continue higher. We have a buy setup rating for us at 72.52, going up to 76.55. What can happen? Two things can happen: just continuation up to the price, or it can actually come down. You have to be ready for both eventualities. Don't buy high, but don't let it just ride when it comes to support. Okay, great. Also remember, very important to be ready at New York Open. As you can see here, that is when it was at support, went higher. Here, came down to New York Open, boom, higher. BTC USD fell last week. Well, there was some China news. They're going to ban that, whatever. Well, they have been saying that or threatening about that many times in the past. What has happened? Bitcoin has fallen. What has then happened? It has eventually gone higher. Okay? Eventually gone higher. So if you're like, oh, what's going on here? Why is it not going to do? Why is it not doing what we wanted to do? Well, chill, bro. Okay? Higher high, higher low situation only. Wait for the higher high. Wait for the higher low. Don't buy right now. I will, Luan, welcome to the club, bro. Welcome to the club. So, are we targeting 48.73? Maybe, but I think that we just have to wait for a higher high, higher low situation. Let it take it higher, but then boom. Okay. Coming into gold finally. Then we are super early in gold. What is happening on the COT reports across the board this week? COT on gold was taking profits on long, adding sellers. What does that mean? Bearishness. The hedge fund managers in this market to make money on gold, they are currently selling it. For everything they do, they're currently selling. More selling every week. For crude, both of them are taking profit. For silver, more shorts coming in. For Australian, both buyers, both sellers are getting in again. British pound, more sells coming in, more buys coming in. So that's kind of a tug war there as well. Euro, a lot of shorts coming in this week. Ooh, a lot of shorts. Interesting. And then US dollar, more longs and more shorts. While there's a conflict in the market, both buyers and sellers. Remember, these COT reports is prior to FOMC. It has not priced in the FOMC new news that we're going to taper next year. That is supposed to create dollar bearishness, by the way. But we shall see. There's always something that drives the market. You can just choose whatever you believe is going to be the driver, and then both of them can be right or wrong, depending. So let's go through gold. Gold should be a sell at 17.58 down to 17.19. Or at 17.68. In this area is where you should look for buys. No, you should look for sells. You should look for reversals and whatnot on small time frame, all the way down to 17.19. Longer term sell is down to 16.70, depending on what you will get. Okay, silver, same situation. We will look for sells, or should look for sells, between 22.50 and 22.76, all the way down to 21.60. That's everything for me. Hopefully you will join my live next time. Subscribe if you got content out of this one. I think Evergrande is still going to run the market. I think we're still going to have yen weakness this week. So let's go. Boom.